So many Seahawks fans rejoice, Brock, as the Niners lose the Super Bowl to Baltimore yesterday. And that's fine. Jim Harbaugh, a bit much even for me last night, the histrionics on the sideline. I kind of like Harbaugh in general. That crossed the line for me. I just thought he crossed over to annoying yesterday. And the big one, of course, is the final play, that fourth down call, or lack of call. And by the way, I just don't think that deserves a flag. You know how I feel about pass interference.
Yeah.
I think nothing hurts the NFL more than the subjectivity of pass interference. And in the final play on fourth down, it better rise to a level where it is an absolute guaranteed, you cannot be wrong in calling it. I don't want to see the referee decide that game.
I would agree with you. The only thing I would hope is that come this time next year, this Monday that follows the Super Bowl, and if the Seahawks happen to be in that game and it's Sidney Rice running a route and there's that much contact, that we would have the same opinion.
I think I would.
I think we would too, because I think in that moment it's got to be egregious, as you said. And the bottom line, and you heard from Chris Carter, you heard from Tim Hasselbeck, I heard from an NFL referee as well, that it has got to be Michael Crabtree wins. You win on that route. You beat him, you get grabbed, you get held, you're going to throw it. Unfortunately, it's shoulder-to-shoulder contact. Unfortunately, it's hand-to-hand contact. Unfortunately, for San Francisco 49ers fans, it's the same contact throughout that game, throughout the playoffs, unless he tackles them, unless he gets beat and grabs them, unless it is egregious, they're taught, and I think rightfully so, not to throw that flag.
Look, the whole play looked desperate. And if I'm that referee watching the whole thing, everything about it looked like desperation. From the fact that they should have called timeout before the play began to get it right. They were running, the clock was running down, and Kaepernick's scrambling around, and he's being chased, and he kind of heaved it up in the air. He didn't seem to really be throwing it to a spot. He just heaved it up. And Crabtree, he didn't do anything. He just kind of just sort of, there was no route run. The whole play looked desperate, and I just think it is not incumbent on the referees to bail you out when you are desperate.
And I think too many times, Mike, if you're a 49er fan, don't point to that play. Point to the burn timeouts, point to the turnovers, point to too many times in that game you were desperate, and the Baltimore Ravens were the better team.